In this video we will discuss the Apostle Andrew. His name comes from the Greek Andrios, and its meaning is courageous. This name was very normal among Jews, Christians, and Hellenized people groups of the region of Judea. As a matter of fact, there is no name in Aramaic or Hebrew that relates to Andrew. He was brought into the world in Bethsaida, Galilee, a city situated on the shores of Lake Gennesaret. The Apostle Andrew was the child of Jonah, a fisherman, and a sibling of Simon Peter. Both he and his sibling Peter were fishermen very much like his dad. Andrew was the first disciple of Jesus, the first to be called to follow the Lord and become a fisher of men. Andrew was apprenticed to John the Baptist beforehand. It is thanks to the John the Baptist showed Andrew who the Lamb of God was, that he followed Jesus without delaying the slightest bit. The Gospels discuss Andrew as a person extremely important, and he is, in fact, one of the closest disciples of Jesus. This is proof that he was a man who shared the hope of Israel, and showed his extraordinary interest in discovering and studying the words of the Lord. He was genuinely a man of confidence and trust. Christian history mentions the name of Andrew on around 3 events in particular, telling us somewhat more about this man. The first is that of the augmentation of the portions in Galilee, in the Gospel of John chapter 6. The subsequent event was in Jerusalem. While leaving the city, a disciple showed him the scene of the strong walls that upheld the sanctuary, in Mark chapter 13. The third event was during the Passover celebration. John portrays that a few Greek individuals had come to the holy city, maybe followers or fearful of God, to venerate the God of Israel at the Passover celebration, in John chapter 12. Andrew had the option to see the majority of the miracles that Jesus did, and he heard individually the discussions and lessons of the Lord, while living with him for quite a long time. On the day of Pentecost, Andrew received, together with the other apostles, the Holy Spirit in the form of tongues of fire. From that second, he devoted himself to strongly teaching the gospel while doing miracles and marvels. Andrew is said to have brought the gospel of the Lord to Asia Minor and Scythia, along the Black Sea, arriving at the Volga and Kiev. There he managed to convert many people to the gospel of salvation. Before continuing, we would like to invite you to visit our official page, Origens88. You can find the link in the description of this video or search for us directly in your browser. There you will find a large number of biblical and historical studies related to the Bible. We continue with the video. Andrew endured suffering by torturous killing in the city of Patras. According to the story, he was crucified on a cross in the shape of an X, and that, in fact, it is he himself who requests it in this way. The explanation he requested it another way than the first is that, similar to Peter, Andrew did not consider himself worthy of dying in the same way as the Master. Again, the next day, John stood with 2 of his disciples. And looking at Jesus as he walked, he said, "Behold the Lamb of God." The 2 disciples heard him speak, and they followed Jesus. John 1 verses 35 to 37.